In Perth, Western Australia over the years, Equestrian in the Park has showcased the best of what horse eventing and show jumping has to offer. Great rides, great sights and amazing action. You don't want to miss a single moment. Hi everyone, great to have your company for this fast and furious Equestrian Grand Prix event featuring show jumping excitement, all here at a magnificent location across from Crown Perth. It's all thanks to Burswood Park, Riviera WA, Rockingham Ram and Channel 7.
My name's Michael D'Agostino. Today I'm going to show you two of the key fences of Equestrian in the Park 2021. One of the key features of this year's event is the amazing Burswood Park's water feature. We didn't have the water jump last year, and for this event we needed it back, and we are so fortunate that we've got the support of Burswood Park and Burrell, and we've got an amazing jump. It will be a big feature. The riders will be thinking about it, the riders will be worried about it. It's the jump to watch. The WA Farm Shop bogey fence is the make or break fence. When we go around the course, if we have a rail or a fault, this is our chance to come back to redeem ourselves. But if you hit it, if you knock it, it's game over. So you've got to jump it clear, a pivotal fence. Equestrian in the Park is a spectacular event right on the Swan River near the Perth city. We love riding here in front of the big crowds. The noise of the day in itself is a challenge for horse and rider.
And we wish our first rider, rider number one in this, the diamond class, and now she has to sneak around to a show jump come cross-country double, a great fence. Donna will be very positive there. Come on, Big Benny. Oh, an awkward one, but it doesn't matter, she's through. Now we're down to that very interesting show jump A onto the cross-country. Oh, beautifully ridden as Tiff comes around to the ambushe gin fence there, a double of show jumps. She comes in strong to the first element, the third, and she got away with that. ABC clear at the Rockingham Ram. As she tackles that double fence, she's hanging on, she's back in the saddle. The Bates fence, the 19th, the purple pony. Clear at the first, the over-it fence. The first two fences, quite wide fences, very inviting fences for the horses. The technicality comes in. Gee, didn't she handle that well? We wish him all the best at his second entry into the arena here at Equestrian in the Park 2021 in this, the Riviera Diamond class. The Burswood Park water. Oh, he's had a look, he's had a stop. Big question here for Maddie and Nimble. 7A seems to have stayed up. Well, they did give that red flag. They knocked the red flag out. The judges will be having a little look at that. He started off show jumping very cleanly. The Dynamite fence, the only one that can fall. She's cleared it. Tegan Cook, Moet, one of our favourites today. And that's a clear round unofficially for Tegan and Moet as they jump the last fence, the Bates Horseland. The WA Farm Shop, will she take those 4 penalties off her scorecard? We wish her the best. Kate, Star of Kingston, oh, over with the front. And doesn't he look a picture, beautifully covered. Oh, it's a clear! The Rockingham Ram, treble fence, 3 elements. And now that bogey fence. Oh, the 7A, it's gone down again. That's how you like to start your rounds. Clear at 1 and 2. A little bit sticky down there in the corner at the DCH Legal. Going along like she never missed a beat there. Didn't get flustered. Had confidence in the horse. Now, the Rockingham Ram. Sean showing this all the respect. 1 stride, 2 strides, clear all the way through. No further penalties at 13. In the grounds here of Burswood Park. Now, Vermentino. That certainly would have been an interesting type of fence for him. It's Equestrian in the Park here for 2021 in the lovely grounds of Burswood Park. Clear there for Beck and Mystery Mark. And the very appreciative crowd down there in the Riders' Lounge and the Chicken Treat Grandstand. The times are critical as to your rankings. to the top 18 going through to the jump off, and Michael strategically saving quite a few metres by going inside the Saddles Plus.
So best of luck to Kate Ingham and Asti Fly High, her second round of this Riviera Diamond class.
Oh, and that's the first time we've seen the Saddles Plus rail come down. A, B, C, 3 jumps that come on very quickly. And now she's going to have to steady for this Rockingham Ram treble, A, B. Yes, unfortunately, Sean's making it a nice positive start.
Fortunately, just picking up 4 penalties at the first fence.
7A, will it stay up? They went in fairly fast. Kenya saw a good stride there, she rode. Didn't check the stride. It's quite a wide fence. Much too clever for that little trap there. Riviera Horse Floats sponsoring the Diamond class. Clear of the Dynamite, the only other rail that could hit the ground. The Bait Saddles fence, over she goes.
The best of luck to Michael D'Agostino and TMP Razzle Dazzle. Looks behind him to see if the first has stayed up, and it has.
Good to see the inner circle area there filling up. Burswood Park Water Complex, lovely jump in there. That's the way we like to see this horse jump. We're nearly at the end of this huge class, our first class, the Riviera Diamond class. The little rail right in the back corner there, the big pink W, the Winteringham recruitment. 7A stays up. Nathan charging around this course. Nathan Riches and Gus Bus.
Here at Equestrian in the Park, thanks to Crown Perth, Riviera, WA and Channel 7, we'll have more Diamond class action coming your way shortly.
My name is Kate Ingham. I am from Champion Lakes, which is about 40 minutes south of here. I am a senior public servant. I'm also heavily involved in running this event and have been involved in it since it started. I think we're probably 8 years ago. I've actually got 3 horses entered in the Riviera Diamond class. 2 of them are homebred horses of mine that are warm blood thoroughbreds, and 1 is an off-the-track thoroughbred. Interestingly, 2 of my horses are actually qualified and possibly could compete in that bigger Ram Grand Prix class, but the technicality is just incredibly challenging, and they're still baby green horses, so what that means is they're a little bit inexperienced, so I'm opting to put them into the Riviera class so they have a positive experience.
We wish them all the best in this jump-off component of the Riviera Floats Diamond class jump-off.
Well, this is where it gets really exciting. Nathan not wasting any time. Jump 1. And now he has to work out his line onto the double. He's turned very tight, saving a lot of ground there. Will he make it? He's over. He's clear. The Burswood Park Water, angled, jumped. Now, 1 fence. A lot of penalties here can be accumulated. The Rockingham Ram, clear A, clear B, Pop-a-dee ping, oh! Olivia Shaw, she certainly entertained the crowd. Let's give it up, Pop-a-dee ping and Olivia Shaw. A controlled attack on this course. This horse covers the ground nicely. It won't look as though Tegan is travelling that fast, but this horse has a lovely canter. When Tegan sits up and holds, he steadies, he lengthens that lovely galloping thoroughbred stride. He is really on his game today. He was my early pick when I saw the field come out. No pre-post betting, of course, as he comes down to the fence 5, the Ramsey Horse Transport. Across the back now. How tight will she run onto the undulating fence? Didn't look that tight, but this horse hasn't lost a beat. His rhythm around the course has been fantastic. This will be a very fast line. Move, stand still, stand still. That didn't face Tegan. One fence to go. The Rockingham Rams, clear A, clear B, clear C. Woohoo! That was a sensational round by Tegan Cook. Connor just letting her horse suck in the atmosphere. Once that horn goes, the judge's horn, game's on. We wish her all the best on this off-the-track thoroughbred by Blackfriars. Oh, not the best way to start. The big triple bar, Saddles Plus. He won't attack that too much because he wants to stop and turn fairly quickly to get down onto the water. 2 complexes left. The Burswood Park Splash angles it down. 3 fences. The Rockingham Ram. Steady, 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 big fella. Pop in. Oh, he was so careful. Maybe too careful. Gets out of there with 4 penalties. Goes a touch wider. Just to make... Oh, back feet came down on the front element and incurs 4 penalties. She will gallop on. This horse can gallop. Tight turn and athletic. Look at that turn inside the palm tree. Nearly took out the photographer as she gallops down to fence 5, the next in the jump off. The Ramsey Horse Transport. 1, 2 strides. Fantastic. The crowd loved that down in that corner. She's just galloping onto the Saddles Plus jump. Saw a good stride. Look at the turn inside there. A little Welsh, part-bred Welsh pony. Oh, the first fence. I apologise for the commentary curse. It is a real thing, and unfortunately 4 big penalties, but nonetheless, this little pony can turn it on. He is a sports car. He doesn't need any more, but he's adding and totaling. Wow, what a lovely start. He's a beautiful horse, this relatively new horse for Emily, and I know husband Brady will be taking all the credit, all the work that he's put into this horse. We did make the arena that the horse works on, so, you know, all credit to him. Oh, great corner there by Emily. Again, you'll see these experienced riders really hugging that red flag, taking it out. That's not a penalty to get a good tight corner. Great angle onto the Ramsey Horse Transport corner, and now she heads into the Uranduri Janga fence. Oh boy, that was as tight as most. This is a very tractable horse. He has great steering. And what a great angled fence that was too. This mare is really jumping beautifully for Emily. No problems into the water complex. We need to hold on here. The Rockingham Ram, last fence, clear A, clear B, clear C, Emily Gray. And what a great result for Emily and her beautiful new chestnut mare. Piece of horse flesh is full clip, a great off the tracker. Ah, that first fence. Shebang. 4 penalties there. So Raquel now has to make that decision. Do I push on and become the fastest, hopefully the fastest 4-faulter? Oh, 2 little very neat strides as she got around the corner. Saved a bit of time. She's kicking on now. She's charging down to the Saddles Plus fence and can still whip around the corner. Down onto the Burswood Park water splash. A couple of fences to go. Could this be a great run there for Paris? Holding for the Rockingham Ram. She shows it respect. She clears A. She clears B. Oh! The last rail at sea for Paris Endersby. Yes, good luck to Tess and Madame Chino. Oh. Isn't that deflating when they take that first rail? But Tessa kicks on with Madame Chino. She knows the list of prizes is very long and she wants to be a part of it. Karis not going to go to bed tonight wondering, what if I went a bit faster? What if I attacked these fences? She is out. Oh, she got out of that one. Great work, Bernie. And a huge jump over the second element at 4B. It's do or die. Rockingham Ram, treble, A. Clear, B. Clear. Oh! The last fence. Kingfield Equestrian, fence 10. and then about face, she turns the corner. That corner was slightly bigger than most horses have turned, but she's clear. Most importantly, no penalties at this stage. Down to the Ramsey. Oh, the last rider in the jump off, Kenya Wilson and Percentage Play. Can Kenya get through and take the crown here in the Riviera? Oh, the first fence. The Rockingham Ram, the last fence. It's a treble. It's A, it's B, it's C. We're clear at A, clear at B. And, oh, another penalty at the last for Kenya Wilson and Percentage Play.
Congratulations on today, and was it an enjoyable time out in the course for you?
Every win is a special win. We're very privileged to, you know, have these animals, and yeah,
I'm super happy.
Super, yeah, he couldn't have asked for him to perform any better, so I'm happy he came home with results. He deserved it.
I'm Charlotte Roberts. I'm the Sponsorship and Volunteer Coordinator for Equestrian In The Park, and also the Business Coordinator for Mooditch Industries and Technology. We're always looking at ways to engage with Indigenous nonprofits, and we discovered the amazing equine assisted learning program called Yawadani Janga. So we reached out to them and wanted to sort of rope in the three organisations together, being Equestrian In The Park, Mooditch Industries and the organisation, and invited them to come down and paint an amazing Indigenous jump so the kids can enjoy it and have something that they can be really proud of.
Professor Julie Coffin. I work for Telethon Kids, based in the Kimberley. So I'm a professor in Aboriginal health, and I'm head of social emotional wellbeing for Aboriginal young people at Telethon Kids. So what that mouthful means is that I get to work with Aboriginal young people every day. And the program that we happen to run in the Kimberley is around social emotional wellbeing. So it's utilising horses and the relationship with horses and all the great things horses can offer young people. And I get to do that every day. And I'm a researcher involved in leading that program as well. We have a large selection of students here, and they've all come in different aspects of the program. So they were kind of selected as just some young people that really had benefited from the program and had been very supportive and contributed really well. It's been really good. One good thing is it's been pretty hot, so it's been beautiful weather for us. Maybe even a little bit too hot, but no, they're doing really well. And we have my colleague here, Liam Bedford, who's a great artist, and he's actually designed it, and the kids are going with the flow and doing a really great job.
They've been amazing. You know, it's a scary atmosphere. There's so much going on, so many people around. Everyone's been so impressed with the amazing artwork, and especially the design Liam's put together. So they're doing really, really well.
Imagine being able to walk on the field at half-time during a game of footy. Welcome to the Public Course Walk. Access to the jumps and features for the fans make Equestrian in the Park so unique and oh so special. congratulations. You surprised or do you think you were some chance in the fashion?
I thought it was a good outfit, but there were some gorgeous ladies out there, so I'm pretty excited. Yeah, I wanted something really light and airy. The flowers are obviously for spring and they're inspired by Monet's garden.
Okay, and a nice double because you have won fashion on the field in the ladies category and your boyfriend's done likewise in the men's. That must make it a celebration.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I'm going to take the credit for his outfit, but yeah, it's pretty cool to be together and I've won it together.
Daniel, congratulations. Was that part of the design to become the fashion on the field winner today?
Look, I think it was just a quick trip out. You know, good day with the girlfriend and just look my best, I guess, you know.
The first time you've jumped on a catwalk?
Yes, it is actually, yeah. It's a new experience, I think, but it's all right.
And what do you take home this afternoon?
Nice voucher from Platinum Menswear, and yeah, it's good.
Oh, we love it here. This is our second year in a row. It's a fantastic event, a great place to watch the event unfold.
Oh, we love it. It's fantastic for the sport. It really showcases it for you know, everyone in the city to come and have a look, as opposed to driving miles and miles to get to an event. Yeah, and we're pretty lucky to be able to have an event at Crown, I'd say. Yeah.
A bit of everything over here. We get to see the new water jump, which is exciting. And yeah, we can go whole way around the course, which is great. So yeah, it's been good right up against the action. It brings a new audience in. Usually all our events are out in the country a bit more, so it's quite exciting coming to the city. It's very different.
I mean, it's just so nice to be next to the Crown. I mean, it's always nice to be near the Crown anyway, but you know, nice to have it in the backdrop and then right near the water here. It's just gorgeous. It's the best spot.
Don't go anywhere. More exciting Grand Prix eventing is still to come here at Equestrian in the Park at Burswood, thanks to Rockingham Ram.
I'm Emily Early, I'm 24 years old and I live in Narrogin, which is a regional town 2.5 hours southeast of Perth. I love Equestrian in the Park because it gives us riders in WA an opportunity to experience something with such a big atmosphere. We don't really get many of the opportunities to have such a big atmosphere with the crowd and everything unless you really go to an international event. So to be able to come here, be able to show off to your friends, everyone gets to get dressed up. It's an amazing location, right in front of the Crown and Optus Stadium and the river. So it's just a day for everyone to really enjoy.
Huge thank you to Rockingham Ram for being on board this year. I think it's fair to say that everyone here on the Burswood Park grounds, as soon as they've seen the Ram cars, everyone wants one. I certainly do.
It flowed beautifully. 9 now down to the Burswood Park River Splash. Sorry, the Western Hay in the Anatone. Whoa, hold on, Em. Oh my goodness. Look to be going so super well. That rail. Oh, slow motion there. Tessa Sharman, King's Basil Brush. Here we have the Rockingham, probably the most telling fence today, not just because of the respect it requires, but also because in both the competitions it's the last fence in the jump off. Now up to the double brushes. A lot of activity, a lot of distractions for these horses. But they're so experienced that they just pop through there without looking sideways. Lovely angle there on the second, the red coastal. Now the red and green house off that tight corner. 1, 2, 3 strides. Nearly home. Just the access show jump double. 1 stride. Clear in, clear out. And cantering down beautifully. Well done, Caitlin. And Pumpkin. No problems there at the off the track. Western hay. A lot of hay being produced at the moment as we speak. Now can you steady up and get over these skinny fences with the precarious angles? No problems for Ellie. Will she wipe 4 penalties off her scorecard? We wish her the best. Clear distinction. Oh, big toe! The hard-working chairman of Equestrian in the Park. Let's give it right up for Mike D'Agostino as he goes to tackle the bogey. The WA Farm Shop. Oh, yes! Woohoo! That was a long striding pattern for her. And she's had a bit of a malfunction there, unfortunately. Very tricky fence here. Little horse only could just see over the top of that, and she's run past the second element. This horse has been Sophie's mainstay for many years, taking down the little skinny bridge there right next to the inner circle. All the distraction of the Platinum Lounge behind. A little bit of hesitation, but a quick reaction from Galisa. She got it back on track over the Channel 7 hedge and down the hill to the Burswood Park splash. Lovely jump in there. And what an eye-catching horse is Buster Bill. Beautiful black horse. The Rockingham Ram Grand Prix for 2021. Out of the Sit Hill start box and over the quick mail fence 1, the Oxer. Over the red coastal fence, fence 2. Easy as you like for the Diamond Thief. Lovely big jump over the 7 hedges. We wish them the best as they go to the quick mail first, Oxer. Oh. This horse has had such a great season. And wouldn't you know it, 4 penalties at the first fence. Oh, let's give it up. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Great job there, Riley Lyle and GI Warzone. Broome International Airport been associated with Equestrian in the Park since its inception. And now to the off the tracker. Amelia Radford, and have a little faith, our last competitor in this, the Grand Prix Rockingham Ram class for 2021, coming up to the Anatone Dray. And have a little faith over the Horseland Archway. And let's give it up for Amelia.
Well, I've found out where all the cool kids are hanging out. It's actually in the middle of the arena. It's known as the Inner Circle Marquee. We've got magnificent views of the course. The access, terrific. And I can tell you now, this crew, what I've seen, isn't going anywhere. Jessie, you're a regular this event, going from strength to strength?
I am most certainly a regular. I love my horses, or GGs as I used to call them, or still do, and it is just such a good event to come and, you know, obviously have some drinks and have some nibbles, but how often do you get this close to horses? And it's phenomenal. They are just gorgeous, and the venue itself is bigger and better than ever, and it's one of my favourite events. Yay!
I'm Sean Dillon. I'm originally from WA via a 14-year stint in New South Wales, Sydney. It was supposed to be a 9-month stint and it turned into 14 years. That was to do some training and get a bit of exposure on the East Coast, which was a hugely invaluable time of my riding career. Some of my most memorable moments would be winning a class at the Sydney International 3-day event and just riding at the major events like Adelaide. And I have to say, Equestrian in the Park is a very unique event that we get to ride on the foreshore of the Swan River, right in front of Crown Towers, and effectively in the centre of Perth. It's just a fabulous event. The atmosphere it brings, the sponsors that contribute to it, it just brings a whole level of glamour and prestige to the sport that, especially us Australian-based riders, we don't get access to that every day. So as riders and everybody involved in the sport, it's just it's an incredible event and such an opportunity for our sport.
Yes, indeed. We wish Tess all the best. A very trying jump off for this, the Grand Prix. We start with fence 1, then we take a tight right up onto the hill to the off the track. She goes around the Dynavite, jumps the upright, then to the hedges, up on the hill, right in front of the Platinum Lounge. Everyone with their phones out there taking photos. 1, 2, 3, easy pickings there for Basil. Now they have to sneak down to the little skinny fence. Careful, Wayne. And unfortunately for Tess and Basil, they took that one now, 17A, the foresight, just the first element of that double. Then they turn left and have a bit of a good old gallop around the corner. Right up into the top of the hill there at the Pegasus red and green houses. These horses will relish the chance to have a bit of a canter. Strong canter up through the grounds. Then back down through to the Western Hay, very similar to the course itself. And now we're turning around onto the Thompson and Redwood, the big fence there, beautifully presented fence. And now down to the Burswood Park splash. Sneaking inside the start box and the Anatone fence. Basil Brush, Tess Sharman, the first in our jump off this year. 2021 Equestrian in the Park. Now down to the Rockingham Ram, the treble. A, clear. B, clear. Oh, beautifully controlled. And the Riders' Lounge and spectators over there on the far side really appreciating Tess's effort through. Yeah, she looks every bit the competitor, this horse. Beautifully put together. A really stylish looking athlete. What a beautiful horse he is. Catches the eye every time he comes out. And we wish him the best. Over the quick mail at fence 1. Thankfully clear. Rides on his way up the hill to the off the track vertical. No shortcuts there, just making sure of these first 3 or 4 fences. Now to the horseware brush up on top of the hill and on a slightly turning corner there, 3 strides. And now a chance to have a canter down the hill. But he's got to be careful because the next fence is that very narrow, very lightweight fence, the little bridge. Oh, and big war zone, 4 penalties. And now the big corner fence, no problems for Warzone and Riley as they gallop on up to the Pegasus corner, the red and green house, right up in the corner, right in front of the riders' zone there. And I know they'll give Riley a big cheer as he goes through there, 3 strides through on the beautiful Warzone, heading down now to the Western Hay fence. Now you can't jump this one too big and strong because you've got to turn, as soon as you land, a tight turn back onto the Thompson and Redwood feed tray. A careful jump, and now as tight as he can and gallops on down to the Burswood Park water splash. The next jump in this jump off in the Rockingham Ram Grand Prix class here on the banks of the Swan River. The last fence, the Rockingham Ram treble, A, B, C, clear at A. Oh, penalties at B and at C there for Riley and Warzone. A great effort. Let's give it up for Riley Lyle and GI Warzone through the Sid Hill start box. And Sally Ellis and Buster Bill starting on 0 penalties. The first of the clear rounds from the first round is Buster Bill. 6 clear rounds in total. Onto the double hedges, drawing a big crowd from the Platinum Lounge, and they cheer her on. Now Sally finds a way down through the Saddles Plus fence onto that very skinny fence 6, right near the inner circle lounge. Lovely clear round there over fence 6. Now down to 17A, the Foresight corner. Made that look like a little practice jump at home, just wandered down and popped over. Big chance now for Buster to gallop on. Into the corner, right in front of the Riders' Lounge. The Red House, 3 strides, 1, 2, 3 strides over the greenhouse. Charging down now to the Western Hay. Winds away down through the Rockingham Ram jump. Clear of the Western Hay. A lovely turn. Buster trying his hardest over the Big Thompson and Redwood jump. Saw a long stride there. Buster continuing to gallop on in great rhythm. Just sneaks in and around the Sid Hill start box as they get their way down to the Burswood Park splash. The 1 fence left, the Rockingham Ram treble, ABC, hold your breath. Buster Bill, clear at A. Goal, penalties at B and clear at C. Great round, Sally Ellis and Buster Bill. As she starts through the Sid Hill start box onto the quick mail Oxer. Oh, just the back rail. So there's 4 penalties. She started on 0. She's now equal with 2 other riders. Up onto the horseware brush. Oh, let's see how she goes on this second attempt. Up onto the horse, up the ramp. A lovely pop then. 1, 2, 3 strides. Lovely big jump. Now she gallops down the hill between the Saddle Plus and the Western Vet jump. Onto that very skinny, quite a lightweight jump. Ow, she gave it a tickle, so no penalties. Straight on to fence 17A, the Foresight corner. And now Don Jamie up into overdrive as they gallop around the corner. A little wiggle down through the Rockingham Ram jump to the Western Hay. Not many fences left now. A tight whoop. She just momentarily lost her way. Now she's galloping Don Jamie on as they head down to the Burswood Park splash. No problems there. Now, the last fence. Can she get through? ABC, the Rockingham Ram. B element. Clear the C. And that's a great round for Ellie Goff and Don Jamie.
After this, we'll find out who wins the Rockingham Ram Grand Prix as part of the Equestrian in the Park, right here on the beautiful Swan River foreshore. Lisa, great numbers here today. A great event, and it looks like there's a real appetite for this type of event in inner city areas.
Oh, look, we're just so gifted here. We've got the beautiful Swan River behind us. What a venue to have this kind of event. But the tourism potential for this is astronomical. It really is. And you can see that in tight times at the moment, with a really difficult COVID behind us, we've still got capacity crowds here. Can you imagine what would happen if we marketed this even more broadly through Asia and the Pacific? I think we'd get even more people to come and compete as well as watch.
And there's not just horse people here, there are theatre goers and their first timers.
Absolutely. This place is full of the community, and it's the first time that Equestrian in the Park has actually promoted really strongly for the whole West Australian community to come. So to families, you can bring a picnic, you can buy your food here. It's the most beautiful place to come and sit with your family and watch some magnificent partnerships. People see horse and rider working together as a team, 2 hearts working together. That's what makes this sport so special.
We wish Kenya all the best. competitor number 16 in the Rockingham Ram Grand Prix for 2021 here on the beautiful grounds of the Burswood Park. Onto the quick mail, fence one. Ooh, just gave it a little touch. A tight turn on the right, around to the off-the-track vertical. Kenya look like she's taking things fairly carefully to start with. Onto the brush at the top of the hill. 1, 2, 3 strides. Now she'll let that big horse open up that stride. Doesn't look to be going that fast, but a horse like that can really cover the stride. He's very tractable. Oh, but he just gave that little bridge fence just enough of a tickle to take it down and incur penalties. So we still don't have a double clear. Sandros galloping around the inner circle there to get up to the Pegasus corners. The red house, 3 strides to the greenhouse. Now down to the Western Hay, the show jump fence. A spread fence there right in the middle of the course. One, unfortunately, the back rail, but wow, what an efficient corner. Kenya and Sandros just spun around that corner like a sports car. Gallops on down the hill. The Burswood Park water splash. Fence 10, the second last in the jump off as they come up to the Rockingham Ram treble. Easing up, steadying the canter. Clear at A, penalties at B, and clear over C for Kenya Wilson and Sandros Salute. The first fence, the quick mail, Oxa, around to the off the track. You all know the jump off now. Show jump to show jump. Now the big hedge fence. Everyone taking the opportunity to get a great picture here. Turning 1, 2, 3, a big long one. And now he canters down the hill between the West Coast jump and the Saddles Plus fence. Risk and reward here. Hold, steady, steady. Canardi just touched it a little bit with the back feet, and I'm sure the ring staff will check that one to make sure it's okay for the next rider. No problems at the foresight, and ask Gateau to really have a good gallop here. Down to the corner, right in front of the Riders' Lounge. I know they'll give Mike a big yahoo as he goes through. The Pegasus, 1, 2, 3 strides. The red house, the greenhouse. The Western Hayes getting closer and closer to a double clear. Clear the Western Hay. The big Thompson and Redwood. A big bolt fence that can't fall down. You can still have a run out. Mike cuts inside. Cuts in between the start box and Anatone. Saves a few metres. No problems for Gateau. The last fence. Hold your breath, folks. Is this our first double clear? The Rockingham Ram. A, B, and C. Woohoo! Oh, yes. Mike D'Agostino, Canardi, Gateau. Can she pull this off? The Diamond Thief through the Sid Hill start box. We wish her all the best. The quick mail fence, not a horse. Well, that front rail, it rolled back. No penalties. The off the track vertical. They look to be in a very casual frame of mind. Kate knows what she's doing. She knows this horse inside and out. She canters down the hill now on the right rein to this very narrow fence. Oh, Diamond Thief saw a big stride. Actually gave it quite a hit with his back feet, but it didn't fall. Safely over the foresight corner. Can Kate Joyce join Mike D'Agostino as the double clears, and it will all come down to the clock. The Diamond Thief can turn it on. A really tight corner there through Red House. Onto the greenhouse, the Pegasus corners. Coming down to the Western Hay, right in the middle of the track. And then the turnaround. A tight turnaround. How tight can Diamond Thief go? That's how tight I can go. Onto the Thompson and Redwood. The big jump. And now the gallop down to the Burswood Park. Water splash. In between the Sid Hill start box and the Anatone, cutting off that corner, as did Mike D'Agostino. The last fence. Hold your breath, folks. Kate, Diamond Thief. 1, 2, and 3. Woohoo! There we have it. And she's attacking straight off the bat through the Sid Hill start box. over the quick male fence one. Caitlin knows exactly what she has to do. She has to risk a fair bit. She needs to go quickly. She can run, she can be the fastest four-faulter, or if she chooses, does she try and become the winner, the fastest, or the double clears? She's galloping down on Pumpkin, a great corner. The risk, it paid off. That was a very brave attack on that fence. It stayed up. She is galloping very quickly on Pumpkin. Pumpkin being very responsive. This corner here, how tight does she come in? 1, 2 strides, 3 strides through the Pegasus double. Red roof to green roof. Can she sneak inside the time? It's the Western Hay. That was fast, it was too fast. She's paid the price there with 4 penalties, but she can still be the fastest four-faulter. She's jumped, oh my goodness, she's turned inside the Saddles Plus fence. She saved 10, 15 metres there. A good 2.5 seconds. What great riding. Pumpkin, you are a superstar. As she comes to the last fence, the Rockingham Ram treble. Clear A, clear B, and clear C for Pumpkin.
How was it out there? Obviously a big thrill for you.
It's a huge thrill. It's nothing like what we do normally. We normally go off cross country by ourselves and it's just me and the horse. You come in here, I can see my friends, I can hear them cheering, and it's amazing, but it's very difficult.
The difficulty factor aside, as you say, the atmosphere gave it a real buzz today.
Oh, it really does. It lifts me, it lifts the horse, and it is really, truly amazing. It gives me a completely different horse to ride. I love it.
Been told you're a policewoman as well, which is another aspect to it, but a juggling act of sorts, or is this is your real passion?
This is my real passion. I do love policing, and I've been a police officer for a while now. I've taken a little bit of a back step and gone part-time since I had my daughter. I'm really lucky. My officer in charge supports me completely, so weekends off or time off that I need to manage the horses, he's always just, yes Kate, we can do it. So I'm very privileged.
Only a $20,000 cheque I saw there. Have you spent it in your mind yet?
It's going into a trust fund for my daughter. Straight away. We're not wasting it on anything. She's just going to go and sit there for her when she wants to buy a house.
Very smart move. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching Equestrian in the Park, proudly brought to you by Burswood Park, Crown Perth, Riviera WA, Rockingham Ram and Channel 7. As we leave you, some sights and sounds from show jumping, which played a big part in today's spectacular event here on the Swan River foreshore. We'll see you next time.